Alright, boys and girls, and everybody else who might not have decided yet. We have a Laney HCM120R Hardcore Max. Yeah! So apparently this is a heavy metal amp, or a death metal amp, or a death core, or a crab core, or a doom metal amp. I don't know. There's so many metal variants, I don't know. But it looks like dude likes to play it loud with the position of all of those volume knobs. Holy mackerel. Now granted, they could have just been brushed or twisted, because rumor has it this thing makes almost no sound. So they probably were diming things to try to make it make some sound. Let's plug it in, see if it explodes, and verify the problem. Okay, so I've plugged it in, but I haven't turned it on yet. And just for my own amusement, I just re-plugged in the speaker, just because reasons. So we're going to turn these knobs back so I don't blow my own face off, just in case something happens. Alright, so we turn it on and it goes pop. So pop is a good thing. It's a solid state amp. That generally means that it's trying. And that's making sound. Seriously? That's the extreme gain channel. Can you tell? At least I think that's the extreme gain channel. Yeah. That's the crunch leader thing. Okay, so this is one of those joke problems where it's not working, and then I just, say, I wonder if the speaker's not plugged in, and then I plug the speaker in, and then it works. So, right. Let's check the other speaker jack just for amusement. Where'd my sound go? Okay, my sound went away. Did my sound go away? Was it here and then it went away? No, it's still here. Okay. It's there when I'm in that speaker jack. Let's try the other one. No, it's there. It's in both. Okay. We're just trying to see if anything's loose. We're not beating the daylights out of it. We're just giving a little vibration. Okay. That seems okay. Does the reverb work? Can't tell that the reverb works. Is it? Man, it's on like some extreme gain channel here. Where is that coming from? That's the treble. This is crunch something. Let's see. Oh, what? This volume is off the charts. What in the heck? I've got every volume knob turned down to low, and yet with okay, this is supposed to be clean volume. I don't think that does anything. And then if I go on to crunch, yeah, these two are crunch, I think, right? that's the master, and that's the gain. So on the crunch channel we're okay, but on the clean channel it's playing full blast only. That's weird. Well, I guess it's not terrible. It's weird, but the thing's showing some signs of life, so we're not starting at 0. Alright, let's take apart the hardcore and see what scary demons and beasts and devils live inside of it. Okay, so I was just trying to take things apart here, and taking the lower thin bout off here was a pain in the butt. But look at this. Do you see that brown thing? There's a yellow jacket right there stuck to the speaker. It's dead. This thing had a hornet's nest or something in it. Sheesh, I wondered why it was dusty. Somebody like left this in the garage and just forgot about it. I don't think this thing's been used in a while. Okay, there's got to be some kind of technician's guide for removing hornet nests from speakers, right? Wow, that thing is rock hard. I don't think there's any hornets in it per se, but that nest is like rock hard. This vacuum could suck paint off the wall. There's plenty of spiders and other whatnot to vacuum up. Wow, I guess I'm going to have to try to break that up or something. Wild. You know, it's been said as a joke that solid-state amps have a distortion that sounds like a bucket of bees. Holy crap, there's a bunch of dead ones in there. Wow. Holy crap. This is nuts, people. I have not seen this one like ever. Removing a hornet's nest from your guitar amp speaker. Okay, so apparently Dave was the one at the factory who worked on this, I'm gonna guess, I don't know. There's 2 big power transistors here. That's a reflection if it looks like there's 4. Okay, so we have a power amp board and we have a preamp board, and it seems like the clean channel doesn't want to change volume at all, which is weird. But it could be so much as a solder connection or a switch on one of these pots or something dumb like that. This might just be general maintenance and insect removal. I was able to scrape most of that hornet nest out of there, but it says that it makes crackly noises also. Down here at the end of the preamp chain over here, one of these capacitors look like they're shrink wrap is shrinking away, which means they might have gotten hot. That's just a suspicion. You know, we can test them. It might just be the way they made them. But I think I'm going to take the preamp board off and inspect solder connections. Okay, so per usual, we've got the circuit board is held in by nothing but the pots, and it's one of these nice flexible circuit boards, and it wasn't even screwed down super tight, which that would be where it would get its ground, because I don't think it's getting ground off of this connector. So anyway, the sound is supposed to, you know, go through probably that chip and then, you know, go through the volume pot, but apparently I can't tell that the volume pot was doing anything. There's no obviously broken solder joints in here. I mean, like, nothing. The ones down at the end for the foot switch look a little ratty, but even the one for the input looks pretty good. Oh boy. Well, how about I just spray and clean some pots here. When I pulled this chassis out, I had to vacuum up a spider too. There was a spider living in here. So we have spiders and angry hornets. This amp is looking very, very metal to me. Okay, so I cleaned all the controls. We'll interject our commercial here for Max Pro Electronics lubricant. That's what we use because that's what I sell. And if you need to buy some, you can go on my Reverb store and get that in the absolutely fantastic contact cleaner. Works a charm. It's actually reviving that jukebox, believe it or not. I got all the electronics fixed, and then we had new problems that had nothing to do with electronics. They were all mechanics. Grease that had turned into peanut butter, and this stuff is just a wonderful penetrating protectant lubricant. Now, from what I see, this board has to get its ground through all of the pots, and it had the star washers on there, but quite a few of them were loose. I could actually undo them with my fingers, and that says to me that we may not have had ground. Obviously, if you don't have a good ground for your signal, you will have no sound. If you have no ground reference for a volume pot, it won't work. So I'm wondering if it may have just had something to do with either dirty controls and switches or just, poor ground. So we're going to do a quick reassembly here and test it now that all the controls have been cleaned, and see if the problem has resolved. If it hasn't, well, we'll just keep going because that's how we do it here. Okay, let's try this again now that we've got a speaker plugged in. Oh, there's a live spider in this one. He's hanging out over here. Let's go to spider cam. This is why I love my job. Some nasty old cellar spider. You see him? There he is. He's hanging out right. You can see his legs right over the lip. Here he goes. Yeah. Let's get rid of him before we proceed. Okay, that made me feel better. Yes, I stuck a metal vacuum knob in a live amplifier. I know. Close to a live amplifier. Okay, so it's on. The clean volume is at 0. I do have a speaker plugged into it, and thumb on the tip yields no noise. Okay, we turn up the volume. I get some noise. Yay. So that's actually working now. I have volume. I have no volume. The bass and treble affect the volume a lot, so we'll bring those back up. Okay, no volume, lots of volume. That is a crackly volume pot, sir. We put a little bit of cleaner in it. That got us somewhere. I think we're going to have to bring out the big guns. It seems to have shut up with more turning. Okay, seems good. Check with bass pot. Yeah, these are all grubby, really grubby. We've already got the cleaner in them, so we just need to work it a little bit. I think we're going to go to the big guns and get the contact cleaner, but okay, I think our initial issue is better. Now let's try the crunchy channel. think things are working. Our switches, our pots are still crunchy. The electronics lubricant is definitely a good start, and it works on fairly clean pots, but when you got the nasty ones, you got to get the nasty contact cleaner to go with them. Sorry about the crappy camera angle. I mean, I'm just turning knobs and listening to it. But we're going to get the big guns and spray these again with the Max Pro contact cleaner. Okay, so I've fiddled around with this thing for a little while, going through re-cleaning with the contact cleaner. That made things a lot better. Now I have, you know, quiet sweeps of the pot almost entirely. Once in a while you get a little bit of a crick crack, but you know, cheap amp, cheap parts. But it's 100 times better than it was. So now I guess we have to see if the reverb works, and if the reverb works, then I can finish tidying things up and calling it victory. Okay, so just by process of deduction, I can tell that the return is the red lead because I get amp buzz. So we're going to put that on the out and then give our spring tank a little bang there. And nada. I got nothing. She no makey noise. And I don't think that that's backwards. Well, I got a little bing bong. A little bit. Oh, there you go. Okay, so do I have in and out actually backwards, or am I just delusional? I don't know. Somebody wants to talk to me on the phone. Okay, so with the reverb tank, with the red on the out and the white on the in, it doesn't work. But with the red on the in and the white on the out, it works. A little. So these are reversed because red should be out of the reverb tank, would make sense. Just for fun, I'm going to plug it in backwards and we're going to see if we actually have reverb, but I'm pretty certain I know what the problem is. So let's go there and there, because that's what got us sound last time, right? Alright, that gets us some sound, so let's turn up our amplificator and dime our reverb, and let's see if we have reverb. Nope. No reverb for you. Nothing. So I bet we're going to have a problem inside of here where we don't have good continuity to one of those, you know, probably a little broken wire. Okay, so upon additional testing, we do have an open winding there on this side. So that's that. I suppose we could try to look for the thread wire if we felt like taking this apart. I suppose. Okay, so we're back, and kind of like the trainer amp of a few years ago, the human hair thick wires of the reverb tank were just too much to resolder, so I was able to pick up a replacement. This is the correct impedances, and it was very affordable. Sometimes the amount of work and swearing to get the original part to work might not outweigh the cost of a replacement part, which these are pretty basic, simple, common, solid state amp kind of things. So that's cool. We got a replacement reverb tank. Let's just make sure it works. It would help if I plugged a speaker into the amp now, wouldn't it? Oh boy, I'll tell you, I get ahead of myself sometimes. I get all excited. I'm like, okay, I got the reverb tank. Now it's time to test the amp. And then it's like, wait a minute. No, plug a speaker in first. For those of you who watched the live stream the other day, my forgetfulness was on full display there. Okay. Alright, amp's on. Clean channel's on. Buzz, 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 and we turn the reverb up, and we should have reverb beat. Yes. There is reverb. And not maybe as much as I would want. sometimes with the ins and outs on these, they're not labeled on this part. So let me see which way works better. Probably the first way, I would think. That was what my logic said anyway. Nope, works better that way. By a lot. So we're going to mount it that way. So I need to flip them in there. Okay, so our camera battery died before we got like 30 seconds here probably. Laney Hardcore Max, I put it back together, it's got reverb, now it works. It's surprisingly bright, it doesn't have a lot of bass. But, you know, this is also a bright guitar. Because I can use the tone knob on my guitar to give me more bass or take away treble. And then there's our extreme channel. That's working, and then lead boost. It gives a little bit more of a kick, so she's working. I had a commenter a while back tell me if I couldn't solder a reverb tank lead, then I wasn't worth salt as a technician. So I suck. There's your official declaration. I suck. Thank you, commenters. But our Laney bucket of bees that wouldn't work at all now is back to life. Thank you. Have a great day.